Welcome, jesters. I hope I am not 5 minutes too late to talk about today's current drama, federal student loans. How did we manage to get by so long and this not be a thing? Federally backed student loans have been a thing for a very long time, since at least 1965, although initially they were actually initiated and the money was lent by private institutions, just the federal government gave a guarantee. Then, in 1992, the globalist left, led by the Democrat-controlled Congress and George H.W. Bush, no, we don't claim him left, he's yours, he's entirely yours, signed the William G. Ford Federal Direct Loan Program, creating the mess that we have today. They took student loans out of the private sector, where there was probably some due diligence being done on the value of the loan, and handed all of this over to the nitwits at the Department of Education. Meaning this whole mess is just another example of an entirely leftist-caused problem. The left created the Department of Education, and let's not forget, the left dominates the higher education industry, which is the beneficiary of all these loans that the government has been giving out. And I'm sorry to all my leftist friends, I hate to break it to you, but higher education is a big business. That's it. It is just a big business. It is a giant global industry, just like all the other giant global industries that you hate. Big oil, big pharma, big real estate. Yes, that's it. It's just a big business backed up by the idiots at the Department of Education, which the left also created, which admittedly is kind of brilliant. I mean, the left can only get rich at taxpayer expense, right? But really what I want to talk about is, what do we do about this? And how do we hold the people actually responsible for this mess to account? Hold the people that have all of the money to account. Hold all the people to where the money went to account. Yes, that would be the universities, or more specifically, the university endowments. But first, I do want to acknowledge that this is a particularly difficult problem because there are some very thorny fairness issues involved. Yes, the same question that everybody else asks. What about the people who actually did pay off their student loan? Do they get any relief? Why is it only the people who can't or won't pay off their student loans? Why are they the only ones eligible for any relief? Honestly, right now, I do not have a solution to that problem. I really don't. But I figured we'd talk about it anyway, and I will open it up to everybody down below. What would you do about this? So, before you write your comment, subscribe and let me know, how would you handle the people that already paid off their student loans? I will say this, if you have already paid off your student loans on your own like you are supposed to, you absolutely have 100% the unassailable moral authority to declare all of these whining brats who refuse to pay off their student loans suckers and losers. Because they did get themselves into this mess. They did sign the note, so they're not totally off the hook. So here's my first proposed solution to this problem. Treat these degrees, these otherwise useless degrees, like a warranty claim. Treat them as an actual worthless or defective product. These kids, they borrowed the money, they got these degrees that they can't use for a job, so yes, for most people that would be a defective product. You set up a framework that says, okay, if you have this degree and you have not been able to use it or haven't used it, yes, I mean that, for 5 years, that means it's a pretty much worthless degree and you can effectively return it. No problem. And here's what we'll do. The money that you were lent to get this worthless degree, okay, the government will simply tax the endowments to cover the cost of the tuition. So the people are paid back for the money that we lent you. Okay, the university is covering this charge. Then we will recalculate the interest that you would have paid off this loan had you made regular payments over, I would say 5 years, because I think that's the average length of a car loan these days. So that kind of makes sense. Everybody's probably going to buy a car, which would leave you owing about 20% of the value of those student loans that, well, have not been forgiven, have been repaid by the university that sold you that defective product. But here's the catch. If you do sign up for this program and return your degree, that's pretty much what is going to happen. You got to go and find that piece of paper that they sent you, and you got to send it back to the university. We are going to contact the university, and all those credits that you took, yep, they are gone. They are wiped away. It's as if it never happened. Anybody calls the university to verify that you have a degree, to verify that you even attended, they will have never, ever heard of you. Yes, it's like you don't have that degree at all. Now, of course, going to have to add a couple little protections. If you do try to pass yourself off as a degree holder for a degree that you returned, yeah, there's going to be consequences, maybe a light felony charge or something like that. Heck, I'd even say we should offer a bounty program to businesses that you apply to. If they discover that you are pushing a return degree, maybe they get a cut of the reward money as well. I kind of like that program. So here's the thing. Yes, these kids, they did it. They have to learn a lesson. They're not entirely off the hook. And I think 20% is fair. Who really should be paying for this mess is big education, the ones that stole the money in the first place. You know I'm right.